What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So obviously you can see the thumbnail and the title of the video, and I now finished my second gold cap in Shadowlands. So the first gold cap was made super fast, naturally, because everything was super cheap and you could sell epic items for hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of gold. And same with materials, you would get like 150, 200,000 gold an hour doing it. So it was insane. But then I started this challenge where I was going to do daily like videos, updates on what I farmed that day and what I sold from yesterday farming. And now I'm finished. You guys can see that I'm at 9,727,000,000 gold. What, 9,727,000 gold. And I have the rest in the mailbox, which I'm going to show you guys. So before we dive into the video, I do want to mention that like 95% of the farms that I've done to make this gold cap is farms that is in the 0 to 10 million gold guide. So if you guys haven't picked that up already, you can use the link Shadowlands and you will get 50% off. And the link to that is going to be down below in the description and comment section. So we're going to talk about the farms and how I've made this second gold cap. And right here, I have my TSM ledger up. And you guys can see the most expensive items that I've sold on this too. Now, as you guys can see, it's the last 30 days. Made 10,079,000 gold. That is not included the all of the raw gold that I made. Now, you make like 10,000 gold raw per hour on 2x4 farms. So all of these epics are farmed on either skinning farms or the 2x4 in Bastion. So besides from that, it's pretty much just heavy callus. I have some augment runes from doing the mission table, more callicite, some lightless silk, the highest being sold for 161 gold. Even have shitty staff. I vendored that one. Yeah, and then just like greens that I sold to the merchant, like the vendor. But that's like pretty much all of my gold came from skinning and 2x4. And I'm going to talk a bit about like my favorite farms and so on for that. So that's what I sold to make 10 million gold. And in the spots that I've done that, everybody knows Ardenweald is the king of skinning. So I've pretty much focused on doing grinding instead of leeching. A lot of people leech world quests. They go to like these popular locations in, let's say, Bastion, and then they leech mobs when people do world quests. That's really good. The thing is, though, I wanted to get the kills myself because meat was super expensive, especially the food that you make with the meat. So I wanted to kill stuff to have a chance of epics and like get the meat as well. And you don't get that when you only leech mobs because you're not killing mobs, you're just skinning them. So my number one farm by far is the reindeer route. This one right here. I'm leaving the links to all of these down below in the description, by the way, all of the farms. So that was my main route. But if I had competition on that one, I moved down to my another route, which was this one, which I called the flying moth. So that was also a really good one for me. And if I had competition on that one too, I moved over to this one called the horse moth route for skinning. And like now recently, if there was competition in all of them, because there's a lot of people doing skinning, I would move down and do the the mini moth down here. So that's like the main skinning farms that I did. Like, sure, I did some skinning in Bastion, killing the stacks and whatnot, but I only did like a couple of hours to test it for YouTube video. So like the majority of my skinning was done in Ardenweald. I also did the dungeon, the other sides. I did 6 hours in total of that, and I did some of the elites over here, but the majority of the goal was made on those skinning farms that I just talked about. So the funny thing is, though, even though I averaged a high amount of gold doing that, and I, of course, used my cooking to make the aspic specifically, because it needs the creeping crawler meat and ribs, which you get when you kill stags. I also got a ton of shadowy shank on most of the routes, so I bought the remaining raw seraphic wing because it's so cheap, and I made the steak a la mode. But it was basically the aspic and the steak. That's it. That's what I used from the meat that I got from skinning. So make sure you make these. On most realms, it will make a profit using the meat to make the food. But the funny thing is, when it comes to skinning on 2 times 4, which is the majority of what I did to make gold, 2 times 4 actually averaged a higher gold per hour for me than it skinning did, which is insane. The only way that skinning could beat 2 times 4 is if I was either super lucky with heavy calcite, and I also had the price was good, and I got a ton of them as well with a lucky run, or if I got an epic. But the thing is, I did mainly the Bastion 2 times 4 all the way up here. And that one gives you, well, it gives most people 40,000 gold an hour guaranteed, because you have 10,000 gold from raw gold pickup, vendoring gray and green items. That makes you 10,000 gold guaranteed. And then you also get like the remaining 30 to 35,000 gold in lightless silk and shrouded cloth. But it is super important to make sure that you guys go and pick up tailoring. You only need level 1 tailoring, but if you have pick up tailoring, you will also learn the Shadowlands cloth scavenging, which will pretty much just double the amount of cloth that you will get. So that is a necessity if you're going to do 2 times 4. So you're making guaranteed 40,000 gold plus, right? And even if you have to farm for 5 hours and you finally get an epic that you sell for 200,000 gold, right? Like 200,000 gold on 5 hours, like you can add 40,000 gold on top of your like guaranteed 40k. And sometimes you're lucky and you get 3 epics an hour. Sometimes I was really unlucky and I farmed for like 9 hours and I didn't get a single epic until the 10th hour. So it's RNG. But overall, from going from 0 gold to 10 million gold, the gold per hour was highest when I did the 2 times 4 farming. Now, keep in mind that I live stream all of these farms, so I can bring people from my chat, people who are experienced. A lot of them have decent gear, so we will outperform your average group in the custom group finder. So my numbers are going to be slightly better than most of you guys' number, because you're going to join randoms, you're going to invite priests and paladins, and it's messed up. A lot of those groups are super messed up. So it's not for everyone. I'm a messed up individual. You could give me a cave and a couple of mobs to kill, and I could slay those mobs for 20 hours if they have a chance of giving something good, and I know that I'm going to make a profit on it. So this is like, for me, it was fun because I did a lot of testing and a lot of like YouTube videos while I was farming. But I realized that doing skinning farm to 10 million gold is not going to be an option for a lot of people. But it is probably, to this date, still the best way to make gold when it comes to like solo farming and grinding. If we're not talking about using professions like crafting professions and so on, or boosting, but just grinding mobs, skinning farm, you can't beat it. So that's what I did when I was playing off stream. When I was just chilling and playing the game, I would do skinning. But whenever I was streaming, it would be too boring for people to watch me run around, kill beasts, and skin them for hours upon hours. And that's when I would go and I would do the Bastion 2 times 4, invite the people watching me, and just pray for epics. And that was my entire tactic to get these 10 million goals. And this video is super open for discussion, or comments, questions. So if you guys got any questions whatsoever, leave them down below in the comments section. And make sure, if you're unaware of the farms that I just mentioned, then make sure you you check out the descriptions for the links of the videos or the farms that I've just talked about. And if you haven't already, you can always pick up the 0 to 10 million gold guide. Link in description. Is going to be constantly updated, so you don't have to worry about buying something that's going to be outdated. But that was it for today's video. Making a video tomorrow or about my new challenge, where I'm going to need some help from you guys to decide. It will all make sense tomorrow. I need to figure out how I'm going to do it all, the voting and all of that. But yeah, I'm super excited for the next gold making challenge on the channel, and hopefully it's going to be enjoyable to watch. So there's that. Thanks for watching, and I will see all of you guys back in on tomorrow's video. But until then, bye-bye.